Good morning. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday morning. We sure do miss you, and we will definitely see you tomorrow. So let's kick off the week with the letter N. I've sent your parents lots of things you can be working on, some fun stories on video, and now I have a story for you too. These little books are some of my favorite, and this one's called Little Miss Naughty. You guys aren't naughty, are you? Here we go. Are you ever naughty? Sometimes, I bet. Well, little Miss Naughty was naughty all the time. She woke up one Sunday morning and looked out the window. Looks like a nice day, she said to herself, and then she grinned. Looks like a nice day for being naughty, she said, and she rubbed her hands together. That Sunday, Mr. Uppity was out for his morning stroll. Little Miss Naughty knocked his hat off his head and jumped on it. My hat! Cried Mr. Uppity. That afternoon, Mr. Clever was sitting in his garden reading a book. And do you know what that little Miss Naughty did? She broke his glasses. My glasses! Said Mr. Clever. That evening, Mr. Bump was just standing there minding his own business, and guess what little Miss Naughty did? She ran off with his bandages. Oh my goodness, she really is naughty. And bandaged up Mr. Small. He cried. It's difficult to say anything when you're bandaged up like that. Mr. Uppity and Mr. Clever and Mr. Bump and Mr. Small were very cross. Cross means they were angry. They were very cross indeed. Oh, what a wonderful Sunday, giggled little Miss Naughty as she walked along. And it isn't even bedtime yet. She is being naughty. First thing on Monday morning, the Mr. Men had a meeting. Something has to be done, announced Mr. Uppity, who had managed to straighten out his hat. They all looked at Mr. Clever, who was wearing his spare pair of glasses. You're the cleverest, they said. What's to be done about little Miss Naughty? Mr. Clever thought. He cleared his throat and spoke. I have no idea, he said. I have an idea, piped up Mr. Small. What are they going to do to her? I know what that naughty little lady needs, he went on, and I know who can do it, he added. What? Asked Mr. Uppity. Who? Asked Mr. Clever. Aha! Chuckled Mr. Small and went off to see a friend of his. Somebody who could do impossible things. Somebody who could do impossible things like making himself invisible. I wonder who that could be. That Monday, Mr. Nosy was asleep under a tree. Little Miss Naughty crept toward him with a pot of paint in one hand, a paintbrush in the other, and a rather large grin on her face. She was going to paint the end of his nose red. What? But just as she was about to do that dreadful deed, something happened. Tweak! Ah! Somebody tweaked her nose. Nose starts with N. Somebody she couldn't see pulled, tweaked her nose. Somebody invisible. I wonder who. Ouch! Cried little Miss Naughty. And dropping the paint and paintbrush, she ran away as fast as her little legs would carry her. On Tuesday, Mr. Busy was rushing along as usual. Little Miss Naughty, standing by the side of the road, stuck out her foot. She was going to trip him head over heels, heels over head. But just before she did, something happened. Tweak! That invisible nose tweaker had struck again, and it hurt. Ouch! Cried little Miss Naughty. And she ran away even faster than her little legs would carry her. On Wednesday, Mr. Happy was at home watching television. Outside, little Miss Naughty picked up a stone. She was going to break his window. Naughty girl. But as she brought her arm back to throw, guess what? That's right, tweak! Ouch! Cried little Miss Naughty as she ran off holding her nose. And so it went on. All day Thursday, tweak. All day Friday, tweak, tweak. All day Saturday, tweak, tweak, tweak. By which time little Miss Naughty's nose was bright red. But by Sunday, she was cured. No naughtiness at all, thanks to the invisible nose tweaker. On Sunday evening, Mr. Small went to see him. Hello, Mr. Impossible, he smiled. Thank you for helping cure little Miss Naughty. My pleasure, laughed Mr. Impossible. But it did take all week. Mr. Small grinned. Don't you mean, he said, all tweak? He pulled on her nose. I hope little Miss Naughty learned a lesson. Hey, you guys have a great end day. I'll see you for our Zoom at 11 o'clock. Don't forget to bring your show and tell, something that starts with the letter N. And we'll see you tomorrow.